Throughout its long history, St. Joseph has had a tradition of doing what's right for our kids and the community. For that reason, our school district has had a long tradition of excellence. Today, the dedicated efforts of our teachers and staff have kept students performing at a high level.
I think our district and our teachers really do the best that they can with what they have. And I think that they've actually exceeded what, we kind of expected them to, just because they're very frugal.
Maintaining this level of performance is becoming increasingly difficult, however, as St. Joseph School District faces a number of serious challenges. Our teachers and staff must make do with very limited resources.
You can't make excuses. You still have to go day to day and expect the best and hope for the best and, do the best with what you have.
Aging school buildings stand in the way of our ability to provide a 21st century education. Most of our classrooms were designed for the way students learned a half-century ago or more. These classrooms and science labs simply can't support today's curriculum and technology needs. Heating, electrical, and other building systems are at or near the end of their useful lives. That means that our school buildings are operating inefficiently.
They're a continued drain on the operational budget of the school district, so that from a budget and cost effectiveness standpoint, they create a challenge for the district. But from the educational aspect, they create inequities throughout the district. There are some buildings that work better, that allows teachers to teach more effectively, and then there are the older buildings that create more of a restricted, challenging educational environment.
Many St. Joseph residents may not be aware of challenges facing our school buildings. Even building components that many would call antiques have been well maintained by the district.
One of the challenges in St. Joe is the district does a great job maintaining what they've got. So your buildings look great, and they look like you remember them, and they do a great job of that, but there are just such limits within the existing walls that challenge the district.
Building awareness and finding a way to address these challenges is critical, not just for our students and teachers, but for our entire community.
Everyone benefits when the community prospers and the local economy grows, and in order for that to happen, you have to have quality 21st century learning environment for your children, whether you have kids in school or not. It affects property values, it affects crime rate, and virtually every part of the community. And so everyone has a stake in the outcome.
In order to find the best solution to our school district's challenges, the Board of Education invited the entire community to be part of a process called PACT, Planning a Course Together. This community engagement program was led by volunteers that represented every part of our school district.
With our community engagement sessions, we were able to bring a lot of the community together and talk about these different issues.
And their purpose was really to go out there and get everyone's voice and everyone's input on a plan that could then be taken back to the school board, and the school board could act appropriately on the voice of the community.
Hundreds of district residents worked together for more than a year through PACT. They heard presentations from experts, studied critically important issues, and explored possible solutions.
Well, everything we brought forward was brought forward with the idea to improve educational excellence and educational efficiency. So we tried to use the best experts, the best knowledge that was out there, so that we could provide the best recommendations possible.
Every element I talk about this evening is going to not only impact your children, not only impact you, but trust me, it's going to impact the future of your parents and even your grandparents if they still live in this community.
There's been experts from both inside the community as well as outside the community that have come in and basically crawled every inch of our facilities, from the roof to the boilers to everything in between, to see what we really need from a classroom and facility standpoint.
Wasn't it an eye-opening experience to go through the buildings. Many times you just drive by, and of course our maintenance group, they do a fantastic job keeping the lawns and the grass looking nice. But after you go inside, we find out there's some things we have to do.
Throughout the process, the focus was on building consensus on the best way to move forward.
I think that's been a real strength of this whole process, is that people have had a lot of input and a lot of say, and so it's been really good in trying to build consensus that way. I've been super impressed with how hard people have worked and how many hours people have put in to try to get us to this point.
In June 2011, PACT presented 51 statements of recommendation to the Board of Education, which were designed to improve education in St. Joseph in the most effective and efficient way possible. Many of these recommendations take the form of a draft facilities master plan, a long-term phased plan to improve schools across the district.
I feel like through this, we're looking at it in a broad spectrum. We're looking at it for not today, but for 10, 15, 20, 30 years into the future.
The draft facilities master plan includes new construction, renovation and expansion of existing schools, and retiring and repurposing of some buildings. PACT volunteers carefully considered the costs and benefits of several approaches before reaching consensus on this plan.
You have taken facilities that were provided some challenges, some inequitable opportunities in the inner facility, and you've replaced them with modern facilities, renovated and updated facilities. Fewer of them reducing our two highest costs, and that's how you get this marriage of the highest benefit and the lowest cost.
Other recommendations address key areas of concern, such as preschool, early childhood education, technology, finance, staffing, and safety and security. In all, this plan will create educational excellence.
Our students deserve to have what the other school districts have, and we need to do what's best for them.
Every kid deserves a great education and an equitable education. Everyone needs a great education no matter where they live in our city. So we have a plan now that we didn't take forward and get more input for.
And that's what PACT's next step is all about. Before these recommendations are put into action, we want to hear your voice. We're taking the recommendations on the road in St. Joseph to share them with community members and gather feedback on ways they can be strengthened.
We're still looking for community input, and we'll continue to do that. We plan on going to different organizations. We're going to try to be at every PTA. So there's 23 PTAs here in town, and lots of different other organizations that we're going to go. We're going to talk about the plan. People will still have an opportunity to be able to tell us what they're thinking.
It's up to the community to help and put forward finally the recommendations we do. This plan shouldn't belong to any one person. It should belong to the community.
That's because the entire community will benefit from this plan. Projects included in the draft facilities master plan will put people to work across St. Joseph. And better schools will help bring much-needed economic development to our area.
Businesses are continually telling us that quality schools is very important to decide on where they're going to locate their businesses and grow those businesses. So this PACT program is a process that needs to continue.
Well, I think if you care about the community, then you understand that education is a big component of how we're going to be successful moving forward. So even if you don't have children that are directly affected in the school district, I think everybody wants a better community and more opportunity. So it's my feeling that education gives us that foundation that we really need to move the community forward.
Learn more and tell us what you think. Visit our website for more details about the Draft Facilities Master Plan and other PACT recommendations, or call 816-671-4000. We urge you to provide your input through our website or by email, fax, or mail. Please give us your comments, your questions, and your commitment to a better tomorrow for our schools and our community.